Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to another video. We are going live today, and on this live, I just want to have a conversation, guys. I just want to have a conversation between and me and my folks that jump on in. So come on in, file into the live stream. Do me a favor when you get in the live stream, guys, go ahead and let me know in the chat where are you from? Where are you at? What city? What state? What country? What part of the world are you in? Just let me know in the chat, guys, and we can go from that. On this video, we're going to be talking about money, debt, personal finances. I really want to have more like a Q&A, guys, just to kind of rap to you guys about what's going on in the world of money, personal finance, and we can just kind of wing it sort of from there, guys. But let me know in the chat where you're from, and we're going to try to do a Q&A. We're going to answer some questions and just have some friendly back and forth, guys. I try to come on and do these lives on Thursdays at 4:30 once I get out of work, and I also try to do them on Saturdays. So you'll catch me some lives on Saturday as well. Now, this Saturday coming up, I got a special one planned for you guys, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. If you're watching this in YouTube, go to the description box, get your ebook, free ebook, 24 Laws of Money. Go ahead and check out that link in the description. Click on it, get your free ebook. It's going to ask you to sign up, but that sign up is just to join our email list, which is not a big deal. I don't send out more than one email a week, maybe sometimes two, but more than likely it's just one email a week. I've been doing it for years, and we got a bunch of people, hundreds of folks on that. So it's just a short update, but you get your free ebook. The ebook is 40 pages, well, 39 pages long. It's not a short ebook, but the 24 Laws of Money, you can go in the description box and check that out below and get it. Just click on it, grab it. It's yours, free of charge. And also, guys, smash the like button as you come in as well. If you can, hit that like button and, share the link with somebody. If you got a notification, thank goodness a lot of you guys that are subscribed to my channel, you have your notifications on, and that's pretty cool. So I appreciate that. And hey, the channel has grown tremendously. I do want to give a shout out and thank you guys for that. The channel is like real talk. This time in July, I say about a little over 3 months ago. July was August, September. No, 2 months ago. Only 2 months ago. In July, this time in July, August, September. Yeah, just 2 months ago, I only had 5 or 6 thousand subscribers. And the channel is up to over 80,000, maybe at 81,000 or 80,000 subscribers right now. So the channel has blown up in just 2 months. And I have you guys to thank for that. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Do me a favor again. Tell me where you're at. I got Plus Ultra checking in from Texas. Diggs. Glad that you're here with me. Philly, but from Detroit. All right. Good deal, Philly Bill. Gustavo is Pompano Beach, Florida. Nice weather down there. Brandy is in Atlanta. Juco is in Nashville, Tennessee. Good to have you. Emma Johnson from Portland, Oregon. Fantastic. Good looking out. Good to have you here. We got Plainfield, New Jersey in the house with Tony Fernandez, and John Joe says, "Oh, we live." We got somebody in Honolulu. All right, good to have you there, Soleil. Um, and we're going to get to some questions. I want you guys to drop a Q in front of your question so that I can know it's a question immediately, right? John Lee is checking in from St. Petersburg, Florida. Super's Farm is in East Texas, U.S. Notice I'm getting I do voiceover, so when I say these things, sometimes I get the voiceover. Craig Benton checking in from Alexandria, Virginia. And we got Auckland, New Zealand. Sorry about that, guys, but all right, that slipped. But Fort Lauderdale is here. Montgomery, Alabama's here as well. Good to have you. We're going to do a Q&A, guys. Just a quick Q&A. We're going to talk about, debt. We're going to talk about money. We want to talk about personal finances. Just to let you guys know, on Saturday, this Saturday coming up at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a live workshop on how to get out of debt fast. A tutorial. Really, it's a workshop, sharing my screen, going over the debt snowball method, giving examples, and also talking a lot about how I was able to get out of debt as well. So please join me live on Saturday for that here on YouTube. But, let's talk some money. All right. Let's talk some personal finances. Shoot your questions, and I'll do my best to actually answer them for you guys. And I do these live strictly for you guys, right? That's it. I like to connect with the people in a variety of ways. I do the regular videos. I do some shorts every now and then, but I like to do these lives to have conversations, right? Again, don't forget to smash the like button below. I appreciate it as we fill up in here, guys. But put a Q by your question, and I want to answer your question. All right. So Gary's checking in from West Virginia. Glad to have you, Gary. Angel from Nolens, Louisiana. Right. Okay. Question. Supers Farm said, what would you do to flip $1,000? Well, there's a lot of ways you can flip $1,000. We know that just yesterday, with the Fed's announcement of the of no rate hikes, it kind of hurt the stock market, right? We saw stocks kind of dip down a little bit. You could always invest in a nice blue chip stock, which is one of the ones I like, or index funds. And because things are going to get lower and lower in the market, we'll see what happens with that. But you can also flip $1,000. Heck, I'm an eBay guy or Alibaba guy or Amazon guy. I know you can flip it that way as well, right? You go buy something low, you sell it high. I mean, I can go on Craigslist and find something that I can refurbish and turn around and make $1,000 on. A lot of ways to flip $1,000. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, checking in from Dunome Enterprise. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but Dunome. Shout out to your channel, PJ. I'll throw a question at you. Yeah, guys, feel free. Lob a question at me. All right. So we can have some back and forth and some conversation, and you guys can get a feel on my thought process when it comes to money, debt, and personal finance. Sort of as a prelude. Is it right? Prelude. As a prelude to what I'm doing on Saturday. What I'm going to show you guys on Saturday in terms of debt, just talking about debt, is how to take the debt snowball. Now, there's several different ways to pay off debt, right? You've got your debt avalanche, you got your debt snowball, you got different ways. I like debt snowball better. Avalanche is more putting all your debts in order from lowest interest rate to highest interest rate. I prefer just a regular old debt rollover where we're putting our debts in order of lowest balance to highest balance and attacking that lowest balance first, because you want to get those small wins, right? You don't want to always just wait on those big, low end. And if you're paying debt off quick anyway, the interest rate doesn't matter as much, right? It matters a little bit, but it doesn't matter as much if you're trying to knock them out in a year or 2 years. Somebody said, appreciate everything, bro. Colo, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. What's up, Smart Money Bro? Checking in from Boynton. Did I say that right? Boynton Beach, Florida. And can you talk a little bit about traditional 401ks and Roths, right? Well, I mean, what would you like to know, guys, in terms of the Roth? I'm a big fan of the Roth IRA, right? Named after, I can't think of the senator's name back in the 80s. I think he was from Massachusetts somewhere. Maybe you guys can correct me. But I'm a big fan of the Roth because we're not sure what's going to happen with taxes in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Taxes may go up quite a bit more than what they are right now. Who knows, right? We just don't know. So with that uncertainty, I like just paying the taxes now, putting in the money after taxes, and receiving that money back, and not having to pay money on that tax on that money when I receive it back. So much better than the traditional. But everybody's different, right? If you expect that when you retire, you're going to definitely be in a lower tax, you're not going to have as many taxes to pay, then traditional's typically a better route to go for you right now, right? But you got to think about, and I'm a 401k. I don't have a 401k because I work for the federal government. I have what's called a TSP, Thrift Savings Plan, but it's similar to a 401k or a 403b, which a 403b is for nonprofit organizations, teachers, or sometimes teachers have their state pension, but maybe you know um, nonprofits use 403bs. So appreciate everything. Great. What's up, Smart Money Bro? Good deal. You can take, okay, good. Memphis 10, right? I think that's what they call it. Memphis 10, Shelby County. For DeAndre, glad to have you here. I appreciate you checking in from Tennessee. Good deal. Tennessee, again, stay on fire ministry. The state has a free financial literacy course. Very important, right? Financial literacy is what we talk about quite a bit on this channel. 401k was a 1970s scam to pump up Wall Street, possibly pedo, but William Roth. Thanks, John Joe. William Roth. Yep, that was him. TSP in the house, right? C fund, S fund. If you're a TSP person, I'm a big C fund person. Not really keen on the S fund. The S fund goes like this. C fund goes a little more like this, not quite like the F and G, right? The F and G, those funds, they don't, they're like you're getting, 2%, 3% back if you're lucky. I'm a C fund guy, mostly because that tracks pretty much the entire S&P. The C fund does. If you're a TSP employee working for the federal government, right? By the way, put a Q in there if you have a question, guys. I appreciate it. Soleil. Or Saleh, would you recommend me to move away from an expensive state to a cheaper state? 1000% yes, Saleh. I would recommend that you move from a state or an area. If you live in the United States and you live in smack dab in downtown Seattle, or you're smack dab near downtown San Francisco or Manhattan, New York, expensive cities, why not pick up and move? If you can do it, right? If nothing's tying you to that area, there's nothing wrong at all with picking up and moving. People have been migrating from place to place for better opportunities and less expensive and work for thousands of years, right? Look at the great migration in America from the East to the South and to the Midwest over to the West Coast. Yeah, that's what people do. And I don't see anything wrong with moving away from an expensive state or an expensive area because you got to take care of, you got to be able to eat, right? You got to be able to eat. You got to be able to maintain and pay your bills. And if you can't do it where you are, 1000%, go ahead and pick up and do what you got to do to move. Hello from the Dominicana, Decius, Carla Guillermo. So, next question. Somebody asks, American Offset Mortgage said, what do you think holds most people back from reaching their financial goals? The biggest struggle with reaching your financial goals, that's a great question. The biggest struggle is the person in the mirror. That's my opinion. The person in the mirror is holding you back. It's the discipline, it's the consistency, it's the persistence, it's the inability to hold yourself accountable, it's the fear, the person that's not going out to get the extra certifications or to get the higher paying skills, the higher paying job. In my opinion, it's the person in the mirror. Now, that's sounds bad for some people, right? Well, gosh, we don't want to blame ourselves all the time. But the beauty in that is that you get a chance to fix it, right? You can fix it. If you look in the mirror and you're the person, then you can fix that. And I think that's what holds most people back from reaching their financial goals is getting the person in the mirror under control, right? Slapping yourself around and saying, get it together, start doing XYZ. It's kind of like losing weight. I always compare money to losing weight, right? We all know what to do when it comes to lose weight, right? We know that we got to eat a lot less, eat smaller proportions. We got to move a lot more. We got to eat better foods. We got to drink more water, whatever it may be. We got to exercise, move our bodies. We all know this. But the diet industry is $1 billion industry because although people know it, people just can't do it because they just can't get themselves under control. Money is the exact same way, right? Question, Gustavo, does it make sense to take a HELOC to pay for the taxes in a Roth conversion? I'm not a HELOC fan. HELOC is a home equity line of credit for those that don't know, but I'm not a big HELOC person. Pay the HELOC off. And does it make sense to actually pay if you're doing a Roth conversion, maybe a backdoor? Perhaps it could. Depends on a lot of situations, a lot of things. That's probably a question I would answer in a 15-minute conversation with you. But I got news for you guys. I have to stop doing the free 15-minute phone conversations. If you didn't know, for the last couple of years, I've been doing free 15-minute phone conversations for anybody. And now, guys, I just got too many. I'm doing 5, 6, 7 of these things a day and or more, and I just don't have the time. I got to cut those off. Now, I did just open up a membership here on YouTube, and if you pay me $25 a month for the membership, and I'm going to be doing videos that go into much deeper details and and showing my personal information, doing some of that stuff for those that pay for the membership. It's like $2.99 for level 1, $6.99 for level 2, and $24.99. But with that $24.99, you get a free conversation, not a free, but you get a conversation with me for 15 minutes once a month just to rap about your own personal situation. And I have to do it that way because I just don't have time to do all the free ones anymore. So, you click that little join button that's next to my name there on Facebook. I'm sorry, on YouTube. You'll get access to it and you can join it. You will also get access to all of the videos that everybody can't see, but I only want certain members to see or only want certain people to see. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to offer a little bit of more exclusivity for the people that actually join my YouTube channel and pay a monthly fee. I want to give them something. And one thing I want to give you is access to me for that $24 a month. So I had to stop that. So next question. Love your videos. Greetings from San Antonio, Texas. Glad to have you, Simon. All right, glad to have you. Hey, what's up, Mommy Trader? Hey, good to have you, Mommy Trader. Shout out. Go check out Mommy Trader's YouTube channel. She gave me a shout out, so I like to respond and give that shout out to her, to Mommy Trader here on YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel. She talks about stocks and bonds and investing and all that good stuff. So congratulations to her and glad to have you in this live. People are moving from Cali to Texas. Yep, Cali's a very expensive state in a lot of ways, and soon to Florida. Question from RJ or PJ. What is your take on 15 versus I'm glad you asked that question. PJ said, my take on the 15-year mortgage versus a 30-year mortgage. Now, here's the deal, okay? Personal finance is personal, right? Whether you decide to do a 15-year mortgage or a 30-year mortgage is totally up to you. My preference is the 15-year mortgage. Don't beat me up. Don't throw stuff at me. But I prefer a 15-year mortgage because it's 15 years of less payments. There's a lot of reasons. I can go into a lot of reasons why, but I like the idea, me personally, and like I say, everybody's different, but I like the idea of not having any more debt and having a paid for home in 15 years. It gives me more options, right? If I have a house that's, and you can say, well, you get those options by, if you want, pay a little extra or save your money that you would be paying towards a 15-year mortgage and invest with that money. And that's cool too, if you decide to do that. But for me, as I get a little older, right, I'm not 25 or 30 or 35 or 40 years old anymore, right? I'm over 50. So over 50, I'm getting to the point where I like to have things paid for. I don't like too much leverage anymore like I used to do, right? I used real estate to leverage and so forth for years. But now I'm looking at trying to get as many things paid for as possible. So I like the idea of the 15-year mortgage over the 30-year mortgage. If you're 30 years old and you'd rather invest that money in the market as opposed to put it on the extra payment towards your 15, or you say, hey, I'm gonna pay a little more extra each year to pay off that 30 and 15. People, by the way, people don't typically do that. They say they're going to do that, but most people, things come up and they don't put that extra 300, 400, 500, 600 bucks towards their mortgage oftentimes, maybe a few times a year. But I'm a fan of the 15-year mortgage. I don't mind the 15-year mortgage as long as you do something constructive with that extra money in terms of investing. So it really depends on your personal situation and what your end goals are. Okay. Question from C. May. Is it best to use business credit or use business capital? Good question. You know, I'd have to sit down and look at that. It depends on a lot of things in terms of your personal situation. What is your business? What is the cash on your business? What's your cash flow look like? What is the position of your business in terms of capital? What type of capital do you have? What is your long-term prospects for you? What is your short-term, long-term prospects for your business? What is the market that you're in? What does it look like in the next year, 2 years, 5 years? There's a lot of things to think about there. So I can't really dig into that without knowing a little more. C May, thanks so much. I appreciate you for the super sticker, 99 cents. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jeanette Jameson, seeking counseling to restart your direction and make it better. Okay, question. What is your opinion on HSAs? HSAs are cool. HSAs, health savings accounts, are, where you can put a little extra money, pre-tax money towards healthcare. And I like that, especially if you get a little bit older, and you're going to have some things that go wrong throughout the year. I have no problem with those at all. I think they're okay. Phone Famous says, I'm moving from Florida soon. Might do Charlotte. I've heard some really good things about Charlotte. Um, Not a big fan of Atlanta too much, but Atlanta, it's not bad. I know a lot of folks that live in Atlanta, right outside of Atlanta in the suburbs and so forth. I don't have a HELOC, but I see others around me doing that. I'm leery about it because it involves going in debt. If you don't like debt, Gustavo, you might want to stay away from a HELOC. HELOC is a home equity line of credit. Line of credit, another name for a loan, basically. Oh, I won't say it's exactly like a loan, right? Because you can go into it if you want to, but you don't have to mess with it if you don't want to. But you may be tempted to, right? That's what a HELOC is. So, Mike Jones says, I told my wife that we'll be buying a home in the next 3 to 4 years. Congratulations on that. Start saving your money. Try to put as much down as you can. And listen, when you buy your first home, don't put all your money into buying the home, right? Have a little money to furnish the property if you want to furnish it, right? The way you want to furnish it. Have your money set aside for your emergency funds. Also, don't go into a home and using your emergency funds to put down on it, and also have your enough money to put down on it, right, so you have those pots of money, furnishing the property, money to put down on the property, and your emergency fund. Have those three pots of money before you actually go buy a home. I know that's difficult for a lot of folks, but you want to be prepared, because when you move in, something's going to go wrong. You have to fix. You want to furnish it. You want to do it comfortable and do it right. Pete, love the channel, bro. Nothing like straight talk about without the sponsors and no. Listen, guys. I have been approached, and I get approached by sponsors every single day. And I may sponsor somebody, but I got to believe in the product at some point, right? So, Mommy Trader, thanks for all you do. Appreciate you, Mommy Trader. Okay, exactly. Don't go into debt, being in debt, debt free, owning your own home. I like being debt free. Okay. Now, I'm not, you're talking to a guy. Look at me, guys. I'm not 100% debt free. I still owe a little bit of money on my real estate, right? I owe a little bit of money on my few rental properties, and I owe small amounts on my personal property. And those are the types of things. By the way, if you join this channel, those are the types of videos that I want to have. I want to have videos where only the members of the channel are in there, and we're doing one-on-ones where I'm sitting down with a person one-on-one, and it's live so other people can watch me counsel and go over and mentor this person one-on-one, looking at their situation. And I keep it really real when I do my one-on-ones. Okay, I don't sugarcoat, I don't fluff, I don't float. I just go right to the point, and we attack the issues and the problems, and we dig deep. But that's the type of thing I want to do with those, and also talk about my own personal situation with those members that join the membership. So, question: if you had a 4 or 5 year plan to make 90K, what would the basic game plan be? Mike Jones, that's a good question. The game plan would be a lot of work. A lot of work. It wouldn't be anything risky like crypto. I wouldn't day trade. I wouldn't, obviously I'm not a gambler. I wouldn't be at the casinos, right? My game plan for 4 or 5 years to make 90K, an extra 90K would be a lot of work. And it would be, really, to be honest with you, I would really do a real assessment of what I'm good at. I would take what I'm good at, whatever I'm good at, whatever I like to do, and I'm good at doing it. I would exhaust all the ways at monetizing those things, all the ways at going through them. Guys, one of the things that I do well, me personally, just to give you this, Mike Jones, one of the things I do well, several things, is I was a teacher for 7 years, right? Taught for 7 years. I coached for little kids basketball and high schoolers as well. For a lot of years, for 13 years, I did youth coaching. I did teaching. So I'm used to standing in front of a crowd. I also do voiceovers. So I'm used to standing in front of people talking and talking and talking and giving presentations, those type of things. So I do that well. That's one of the reasons that I looked at YouTube, because that's what I do well, is talk and talk and talk and have conversations. So I would look at what I do well, Mike Jones, and I would focus on what I do well, and I would exhaust the ways that I could use my strengths to make 90K or to make a lot of money. How can I use my strengths? Because a lot of times when you're using your skills and your strengths, it doesn't really feel like a lot of hard work, right? Now, if you got to go push widgets at the local warehouse, you do what you got to do. But if you want to do it in a more smoother way and really, really blow it up big time, you might consider looking at your strengths and your skills that you've acquired over the years, and then use that to monetize. So appreciate it, Lily, to you. Congrats on reaching 80,000 subscribers. I certainly appreciate it. I have you guys to thank for that. Elliot Finesse, my guy. I think I answered a question online for you earlier. By the way, guys, I always try to go out and answer a lot of the comments and things that you guys put in the comment section of my videos. And I do that because I feel like, hey, if you took time out to write me a question about money or say something about money, I at least if I have time, respond. Now, I can't respond to all of them, of course, but I do my best, guys. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you, PJ. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Question: where is the join button again? Okay, you just go to my subscribe. You look me up on YouTube, and you can hit the join button. And we're going to be getting those videos going so that we can go behind the scenes. I don't always like to put everything I do, every single thing in terms of my personal wealth, out on the channel. I'm getting better at that, guys. I'm getting better at kind of, releasing more and more. Now, if you check 2 years ago, you'll see on my channel, I did a video about my personal net worth, and I walked you through it. That was 2 years ago. I haven't done one since then, but I plan to do that for the folks that, the ladies and guys that join my channel. And that way we can really dig into the meat and bones of what I do and who I am, so you can understand that I'm actually a real person. Paying off debt and taking care of a lot of business in the backside of this thing. Don't forget to smash this like button, by the way, guys, as we go through these questions, and share this video. Right? Okay. Seema, let's see. Okay. Thanks a lot, Maeve. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Okay, just hearing you talk helps me keep out of debt. Yeah, that's good. Colo culture. I appreciate that. Don't forget to put a Q, and I'll answer a question, guys, because we're just rapping. We're just rapping about money, about debt, about personal finances. If you have a question, put it in here, and I will do my best to answer it, guys, in this live. I pay cash for stuff. I'm a cash person too, by the way, guys. Just so you guys know, I have not had a credit card or used a credit card since about 2011 or so. I don't use credit cards. And I went from $30,000 of net loss to my name. I had a $30,000 negative net worth in the year 2000. Went from there to a seven-figure net worth today, as we speak. And I didn't do it with credit cards. I didn't do it with, I haven't even, I think I've checked my credit once in the last 10, 12 years, 10, 11 years or so. I had to check it because I had to refinance one of my properties. So, but I don't check my credit. I don't really I'm a cash guy. I like paying, I buy all my cars cash. I haven't had a car payment in about, I don't know, 10 years, 12 years, 10, 11 years or so. 2011, 2012, maybe I had a car payment. But after that, buy all my cars cash. Bought cars for my children cash as well. I drive an old car. I drive a 2007, right? 2007 Toyota, because I just don't believe in having a lot of debt laying around. Like I say, more and more older I get, less I like debt. So Mike Jones, you're welcome, brother. Appreciate you. D, how long should you give an underperforming index fund before you sell it completely? That's a good question. I would look at the numbers. I always look at the longevity, the 1 year, the 5 year of any index fund that I like to purchase. I always give it some time. I'm a buy and hold guy with real estate. I'm a buy and hold guys with, my index funds as well. I'm not a big, sell all the time. I like to hold on to my VOO and all that good stuff. So I would say it just depends. It just depends on what your tolerance level is. How long have you had it? Quite a few things. But do your research, do your analytics, look at your numbers, and sell if you're comfortable selling. But look at the projection on that thing too, right? If you're in the tech space and or you say you're in the AI space and AI is about to blow up, but you have this underperforming index fund that is a fund that's a bucket of a bunch of AI technologies, you might want to hold for a while, right? So it just depends on a lot of things. Carla Butler, glad to have you, Carla. What do you recommend to pay? What do you recommend to pay off student loans? I just paid off my student loans about 4 or 5 months ago. Finally, you're saying, wow, you had student loans? Yeah, I had student loans for years and years and years. My suggestion is pay them things off as soon as possible. Don't keep them around because they'll hang around your neck forever, right? So don't quite understand your question though, Carla. You said, what do you recommend to pay off student loans? My recommendation is pay them off as soon as possible. Get rid of them. Roll them up into your debt snowball. Watch the video watch my live on Saturday at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to give you a workshop on how to pay off tens and tens of thousands of dollars of debt quickly, right? Using the debt snowball. And then just, come in, hang out, ask questions, and, get you some coffee Saturday morning, and we'll just have some fun and go through it. And, believe it or not, some folks still haven't seen a demonstration of a debt snowball. And I'm going to show you one live because that's what I use to pay off my debt. Question for Mommy Trader, thoughts on T-bills since markets are falling? T-bills, T-bills, T-bills. I don't do a lot of investing in T-bills. I got a little bit of my TSP that I think is in the F or G, and I think the F and G deals with T-bills. I don't mind T-bills. I'm not an institutional investor. So I don't do a lot of moving of my money around from the market to the bond market from stocks to bonds. I don't do a lot of shifting of my assets. I pretty much leave them where they are, and I don't have a lot in T-bills. I'm not a big T-bill person. Not a big bond person, not a big muni bond person, municipal bonds and things like that. I try to steer clear of bonds, but I don't see anything wrong with bonds if you're a bond person, by the way. Luke says, hello, it's great to catch you live, especially given the time zone differences. Fantastic, Luke. Where are you from, Luke? Let me know where you're at. Supreme, hello, how you doing? Angel, best way to finance home renovations without a credit card? Money. Best way to finance home renovations is money. And I know it's tough depending on what those renovations are, right? It could be a roof, could be foundation, something that's really expensive, right? Could be a full-blown HVAC system that's going to cost you $10,000, $15,000. I'm into saving for big purchases, right? I'm not into using HELOCs and into refinancing the house to take care of some of these large renovations. I'm into renovating with money, with cash, right? If you can, and save up for big purchases. If you want to buy new appliances, it's going to cost you $4,000 or $5,000. Save your money. I'm all about building up that muscle called delayed gratification, and I know that's tough for some people to stomach, but it's really how I have lived my life for quite a long time, guys. So D, thank you. You're welcome, D. Appreciate having you here. Pete, are fees for mutual funds expensive? Listen. When you compare index funds to mutual funds, and listen, I'm no financial advisor. I'm not a certified financial person, right? I'm just a guy that's been doing this for a while. When it comes to mutual funds versus index funds, um, I'm a big Jack Bogle fan. Jack Bogle is the person that really brought mutual funds into the mainstream arena in the early and mid 1970s when he started Vanguard. And so I'm a big index fund because mutual funds are managed funds. You're paying for them to be managed. Index funds follow an index. So the fees are typically less when it comes to when it comes to index funds. So yeah, the fees for mutual funds can get a little expensive. It depends on, you got to check your ratios and so forth, guys. Do you think the prices of houses will come down soon? I think the prices of houses may come down a little bit, but I think we're at the new normal in terms of housing. Maybe not rents. I think we might see rents, and I think rents are sort of leveling off right now throughout the country, throughout America. I think rents are starting maybe to see a little eke down just a little bit. But I think in terms of housing, I think in terms of how I don't see a big dip in the housing market where houses, we're selling for, this house was $250,000. Now it's going to be $175,000. That's not going to happen. Okay. I think we're at the new normal for housing. And I believe, guys, that it's never never a bad time to buy a piece of property if you're going to hold it for a long time, regardless of what the interest rates are. Listen, in the 1980s, people were buying houses with 12 and 15 and 20% interest rates, almost 20%. So don't worry about it. It's an ebb and flow, right? It's an ebb and flow in terms of the mortgage rates. Stahl 2213 said, should I invest while paying down debt? Man, that's a great question. I am not of the Dave Ramsey fan club that says stop doing everything you got, stop all your investment while you pay off debt. I don't believe you should do that. I believe that you should, at least if you have a job that offers the match, at least be getting the match at your job, even when you're paying down debt. Okay. I'm not worried about what Dave Ramsey says on this, because I think it's wrong. I think you should continue to continue to do a little bit of investing while you're paying down debt. But the key is this: you can be intense on paying down your debt while you still automatically have that little 3 to 5 or 6% coming out of your check. You can still get intense and pay down debt. So I say, no, I would not be investing 15 and 20% of my money towards investments while I have debt. No, but I would still be getting the match on my job. And if not the match on your job, at least 3 to 5% still investing while you get out of debt. Hope that answered the question, Stahl. Elliot, how do you feel about REITs? There's one sector of REITs I think will do exceptionally well. Hey, REITs are cool. REITs is real estate investment. Listen, REITs are okay if you want to have a hand in or foot in real estate without getting that call at 2 a.m, right? Or without getting that call about a busted pipe. So I have no problems with REITs. I think REITs are okay. But do your research, all right? And like everything, some REITs are better than other REITs. Somebody said T-bills are great if your bank doesn't pay a decent. Yeah, nothing wrong with T-bills at all. You're welcome, Mommy Trader, as well. Okay. Luke from Australia, about an hour from Melbourne. Fantastic, man. What a great place. Okay. Angel said, I do want to sell and flip. Okay, great. Sonia says, hey, good to see you, Sonia. Sonia or Sonia, right? Joyce, put a Q by it. Joyce, what are your thoughts on if the interest rates will come down during the election year? The interest rates will come down. The election year and politics and money, I think they may have an opportunity to come down, because next year in 2024, we know that from what the Fed just told us, the Fed is planning on having some rate cuts in 2024. And I'm actually going to do a video about that, guys, about what just happened with the Fed, because the Fed just came out and said we're not increasing rates again. And, that's pretty interesting. I think they will increase the rates at the end of October, but they just came out and started giving projections about 2024 potential rate cuts. Right, politics, right, rate cuts in an election year, so that those things kind of go together. You're welcome, Pito. Can my bank give me advice on investment in shares? Maybe, depending on what type of bank you have there in the UK. Put a Q by, guys, so I can get to it and know that it's a question. Let's see. What's the highest match you can do with the TSP? You got catch up with the TSP. I think it's 22. Somebody help me with that. 22,000 maybe per year, maybe with catch up 30,000 per year that you can invest in your TSP. TSP is when you work for the federal government, thrift savings plan. Vacation time. Respectfully disagree. The new normal we are going through right now, with elevated home prices and high interest rates, is very similar to time just before 08 crash. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So yeah, I do that. I do see that as well. Tanya, I'm 30 years old and $20,000 worth of debt with an okay paying job that I hate. Should I, got to put a Q next to it next time, Tanya, or Tony, I'm sorry, Tony Hamilton. I apologize, Tony. Should I get a second job or invest my free time in finding a better paying career? Tony, you got to get high paying skills, right? You have to get higher paying skills to make more money. You got to become more valuable to the marketplace. How you do that is in trying to get a higher paying career. If you want to stay in a career, right? A higher paying career, right? If you don't like your job, cool. Make sure your job pays the bills and try to get a higher paying career or get a second job. Your choice. But I would invest your free time in increasing my skills or increasing my certifications or increasing my college education, whatever it takes to get a higher paying skill so that in 7 years, Tony, you won't be having this same question. You'll be that engineer. You'll be that attorney. You'll be that, you know, software engineer, software tech, whatever it may be. You'll be that person because you invested your free time in getting better, higher paying skills. Okay. That's where you want to have your free time at, right? Investing in yourself so you can flip this script in 3 or 4 years and not be, making the same money you make a whole lot more. Okay, great question, Tony. I loved it. All right, Mike Jones, what are you investing in at the moment? Where I'm at is I like the big blue chip stuff, but I'm also an index fund investor. Okay, again, a lot of my money is in my TSP that I, put a ton of money in every single time I get paid, and I let my TSP do their investing, right? But I do a little bit of dabbling, and this is another thing that we're going to talk about. If you become a member of my channel, we're going to be going behind the scenes and doing some investing, right? We're going to be looking at what stocks are you looking at? What index funds are you looking at? Are you looking at, whatever it may be? We're going to go behind the scenes and start doing a lot of investing on the behind the scenes as well. So, feel free to join my group in terms of YouTube. Join the channel so we can dig in deeper. Let's see, new subscriber here. And I love the channel so far. Thank you so much from Saginaw, Michigan, where it's about to get really cold. Always cold in Michigan. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Kansas City Royals cap. They just swept your Guardians. Royals aren't anything to, be happy about this year, but I like the team, and that's where I'm from. Question for you in regards to gold and silver: do you buy both? I don't buy gold. I don't buy silver, guys. I keep my investing pretty simple. Okay. I don't dabble in Forex. I don't dabble in day trading. I don't dabble in crypto, although I still think I have a $300 in crypto, but I do the basic things to build my wealth, right? I'm a big three person: business building, stock market investing, real estate. I keep it simple. And by keeping it simple over a long stretch of time, you can build wealth. You don't have to dibble and dabble in the latest new thing. Now, there's nothing wrong with gold and silver. If you want to have a small portion of your money in gold and silver, go for it. I have no problem with that, right? Again, personal finance is personal. What are you comfortable with? What is your risk tolerance? What are you interested in? If you're really interested in the gold and in the trade of gold and silver, go for it. If you want to get into commodities, right? Go for it. I have no problem. Spread yourself around a little bit though. Make sure you're everywhere. For me, I'm in the big three: business building, YouTube, smart money bro, right? Voiceover work, business building. At the same time, real estate, because I have rentals, right? Rental properties, and the stock market, right? I like to keep it really simple, right? Nothing wrong with buying the precious metals and all that good stuff. Want to start investing? Buy. Okay, so praises, guys. Put the Q in there, and I want to answer your questions and get to them, guys, and have this back and forth. But that's what I do. So keep that in mind, guys. I keep it really, really simple. Remember, guys, I'm doing 11 o'clock live on Saturday. This Saturday coming up, 11 o'clock Central Standard Time in America. And we're going to be talking about debt, paying off debt, getting rid of debt, right? Guys, do me a favor. In the comments, let me know. Do you guys have a lot of debt? Where are we at on debt? Let me know that in the comments, guys. Where are you at on debt? Do you like to leverage debt? Do you not like to leverage debt? And so forth. Amin Kasim said, can you enlighten us more on stock market investing? Yeah, I plan to do a ton of that when we, in terms of if you join at my channel. In terms of my videos that I put out, my live streams, I don't do a whole lot specifically on the stock market itself. Now, I'm an investor in the market, but I don't go into super duper detail about it. Just kind of reading these comments here. But yeah, we will dig into that quite a bit more. And go ahead and put a Q in there for me, guys. Don't forget to do that. Let's see here. And also share this live with share the link with somebody that could, Wouldn't mind listening to some real down-to-earth talk about money from a guy who has spent the last 20 years investing, hustling. Guys, I haven't worked 40 hours in a week in about literally the late 90s. I do a lot of work on a lot of different things. And so when it came to YouTube, man, I'd love to do some talk about YouTube as well. You know, how to build a YouTube channel and how to grow your channel. Only one debt, the mortgage. I like that, C. Mave. Only one debt, the mortgage. Same here. I'm with you on that. Let's see here. Low debt, low expenses. Don't buy precious metal while in debt. Yeah, Pito, you got to be careful. There's risk involved with everything you put your money into. Do I think it's better to sell on eBay or Poshmark? I don't know much about Poshmark, to be honest with you. I think they high end stuff on Poshmark. I mean, with a name like Poshmark, right? You would think it's high end stuff. I'm a big eBay guy. Sold on eBay for many years. I have 100% feedback score still on eBay. I still have about 70 or 80 items sitting on eBay. I don't put on my sales anymore. I used to do sales 30% off, 40% off to move inventory. Don't do that a lot anymore. And so I don't sell a lot on eBay, but I don't list any new items on eBay also. But I'm a big eBay guy. I could sell on eBay all day, every day. Carla asks, question, is there really such a thing as good debt and bad debt? Carla, great question. Love that question. Carla, I'm not a big fan of calling debt good or bad. Some debt is tolerable for me, and some debt is not tolerable. Okay. The tolerable debt that I can tolerate is the debt on things that are appreciating, going up in value. Okay. If I have debt on real estate, I'm okay with that because I know that real estate typically over the long haul goes up in value. But if I have debt on a car that's going down in value every day, I don't like that debt. I can't tolerate that debt. So people usually say good debt versus bad debt. All debt is debt, right? All debt is debt. But I can tolerate debt on a real. I'm being, I'm playing with semantics there a little bit, right? But I can tolerate debt on things that are going up in value, appreciating items, right? The key to really being good and getting good with your money is to have a lot of assets and very few liabilities, right? So you can raise your net worth, right? And so the more you buy things that are going up in value and don't buy or reduce the debt on things going down in value, the better off your picture, your net worth picture will be. So great question, Carla. Thank you for asking that. Soleil says, I have no debt. Congratulations to you. Fantastic. Luke says, I have a mortgage and a business loan to fund a film adaptation of my novel. Congratulations on your novel, Luke. I have 2 credit cards, but they're paid in full with some of my own money to so on and so forth. So make sure I don't fall in debt with them. Okay, makes sense. Okay. You can pick 3 pieces of money advice to give someone starting out. What would they be? John, great question. 3 pieces of money advice starting out. What would they be? Discipline with money, managing your money, because management is key with money. You might have heard me say this in a video or two if you watched the video. Focus on managing your money, right? Before you do anything else, manage what you already have. Manage it on paper or on a spreadsheet. Manage money very well, right? Doesn't matter if you have a whole lot of money or a little bit of money. If you mismanage it, doesn't matter, right? You can make a whole bunch of money, make $200,000 a year, but if you mismanage it, doesn't matter. Focus on managing your money. That's big. That's number one. Second thing might be to make sure you have an emergency fund. Okay, just in case something goes wrong, you got $20,000 laying to the side. Third thing is focus growing your wealth on the big 3. Stock market investing, real estate investing, business building. That's my 3 pieces of advice. E-money trading. Hey, how you doing? Question, should I get into good debt? Soleil, nothing wrong with good debt, but that depends on you. You may not like debt. You may not be able to sleep very well at night if you buy a piece of real estate and have some debt on it. Depends. It's all up to you. Personal finance is personal. Sonia, get rid of that medical debt. Watch my show 11 o'clock on this channel this upcoming Saturday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. We're gonna show you how you can get rid of that medical debt, get rid of that car debt, get rid of all of it. Okay. Shout out to the eBay sellers. Yeah. Question. I have a $260,000 mortgage, Angel's asking, and no other debt. Congratulations to you, Angel. And I want to renovate and flip, but not enough savings yet. I want to make a profit. Sell without renovating. Not sure what that question means. But listen, if you're trying to renovate property, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with renovating property. Nothing wrong with going out and flipping property as well. I'm not sure if you're talking about flipping your own personal property or flipping another property. So clarify that for me, Angel, if you can. Question. Do you have any suggestions for high-paying career certifications for a newly divorced mom of one? Yeah, get as many certifications as you can. You want to up the value of your play of yourself in the marketplace, right? Raise that value that you have and go out and get as many certifications as you can get so that you can not only make $40,000 a year, but you want to be able to make 100,000. You want to own the software company. You want to start your own company with people underneath you that go out and fix computers at businesses, right? You want to, and so the more certifications you can get, the better. So yeah, go out and do it, Sarah. Make a plan and go get it. That's my suggestion. John, okay. C. May, okay. Let's see. Land, land, and no to cars. All right. Sonia said, I've just started with eBay and Mercury. I've heard some things about Mercury. I don't know much about it. No luck on eBay. On eBay, you gotta make sure that you're selling on eBay that you are pricing your stuff correctly. Don't overprice your stuff, right? Don't undercut the market. You have something that's worth $100, but everybody else is selling it for 100, and you want to come in and sell it for $20. Don't do that, because in the long run, you're undercutting next time you have one of those items. So be careful about that. On eBay, sometimes you got to do sales. You also have to promote your eBay, right? Your store on eBay. There's a lot of different ways you can do that on eBay. Kanisha says, I have too much school debt, 160,000. That's a lot. I wish I had the mindset I have right now, would have done things differently. Kanisha, a lot of us would have done things differently. I totally understand it. But listen, the past is the past. Don't beat yourself up. We've all made mistakes with money, right? Don't beat yourself up. Don't look in the back. Look forward. Only thing you can do something about is what's coming up, right? You can't do nothing about what happened. You got to look forward. Tune into my channel on Saturday. I want to talk about your debt, and let's get out of this debt. Okay. C. Mabe. Okay, let's say convert camper. Question. No debt. Congratulations. Covert camper. Have a budget, and I really keep to it. Congratulations on that discipline. Lower your bills and save investing over long term. You said you have a question. That doesn't like a question, but hey, congratulations to you for the good things you're doing with money, right? Money is interesting, guys, because money is an extension of ourselves, right? And this is why money becomes such a a emotional topic for people, because money is us, right? It's sort of like time and money. We're all connected. Where we are right now as adults, and all of us in here are adults, is really a reflection of how we've behaved with the money that we've had during the time that we've had it, right? So money gets emotional because people have, and if you want to fix money, if you want to fix your money situation, a lot of times you got to fix you, right? Sometimes it's not the money, it's you. Money is, it just looks like it's the money, right? It looks like, oh, well, my money's not right. Well, your money is not right because you did something wrong to make it not right as an adult. Now, if you're 18 in here or you're 16, I'm not talking to you, but if people that have had the opportunity to do things different with their money, your money is a reflection of your choices, right? And so it gets really emotional for people to look at their money, because that requires taking that mirror, putting it right up to their face and saying, what did I do wrong? What can I do different? Right. So money is like that. So I'm big on personal accountability and personal responsibility with money, if you haven't noticed, right? Johnny said, I'm making $120,000 a year and I'm still living paycheck to paycheck in Jersey. Let me help you, Johnny. If you're making $120,000 a year and you're still living paycheck to paycheck, you got to make some changes. That goes right in line with what I just said. You got to make some changes, because guess what, Johnny? You're not changing the price of the things that you purchase every day. You're not walking into those businesses saying, I need you to lower rent for me. I need you to lower the price of milk. I need you to lower the price of food. They're not going to listen to you, Johnny. They ain't changing. So the only thing that can change, Johnny, to stop living paycheck to paycheck is Johnny. Johnny's got to change his expenses. And for Johnny, it may be, Johnny, that you have to move from wherever you live. It may be, Johnny, that you have to get another job. It may be that you have to look at your expense side of your budget and start lowering your expenses, living more frugally, right? Making $120,000 living paycheck to paycheck, you got to do something different, Johnny. Man, I didn't mean to go in you like that on you, Johnny, but sorry, my apologies. All right, card debt is gone. Sonia, great. Question, if I have 401k on my job, should I still invest outside of that in the stock market? 1,000% yes. Okay. It's nothing wrong if you're at the point where you can, excuse me, there's nothing wrong with doing some outside investing outside of your 401k, right? Think about this. Your 401k is managed by somebody. That somebody picks and chooses where they're going to put your money that you put in the 401k, right? They pick and choose. But when you do the investing outside of the 401k, you get to pick and choose. So yes, you do want to invest a little bit outside of the 401k if you can and have the money. Question, I for profit. What did you do to get better at YouTube? I for profit. Man, I just kept plugging and plugging and plugging. You guys just don't have any clue how difficult YouTube is. YouTube is. It's hard for me to explain to people how hard it is on YouTube. It's very difficult for me to explain that to you because you toil. I had 400 something videos on YouTube before I could get to 5,000 subscribers. Okay. It took a while. But the thing was, if you know you're doing something good and you have something good to offer, keep going, keep plugging, and keep learning. Okay, one thing I had to do, I for profit, is I had to keep learning new things, new ways of presenting. If you go back to my videos 2 years ago, I'm saying the exact same thing 2 years ago I'm saying today. I haven't changed. Consistency over time matters, right? I believe strongly what I was saying 2 years ago, and so I'm still saying it 2 years later, right? I'm saying the same exact thing. But the deal is that I was consistent and persistent and stayed with it, right? Angel, selling my own personal property that I acquired for 150K, is it better to sell before or after renovating? Depends on your area. Angel, I would get a good realtor and I would ask that realtor, what are the types of renovations you're seeing? Now, when I say get a good realtor, let me help you. Get an experienced realtor that's been around in your market for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, and they've experienced different waves in the market where you are. In other words, a realtor that was around in 2008, 2009, 2011, 2012, when we had all these foreclosures. Get a realtor that's been around, ask that realtor, what do you think about my property? And should I, at this point, renovate it before I sell it? Or should I just go ahead and sell it right now? And what types of things I need to do? Do I need to focus on the kitchen and bath? Do I need to focus on a new roof? Do I need to focus on updating my HVAC system or updating some plumbing or some electrical, right? You got to ask the local realtor that question because I would say it depends. Maybe you should sell it now. Maybe you should go ahead and do the renovations. I got to know your area and know your general comps in your area and what they're doing, what other people that are selling their properties in the last 3 months or so have done to actually get the most out of their property. So great question, Angel. I appreciate you asking that. All right, Dory said, entered a contest for a new home valued at 490K. Currently owing my current home, which is about 290K, considering selling a new home if I win. Let's win it first. Let's win it first, Dory. I would love to see you sell your, but if you do rent out your current property, what kind of rents can you get based on the amount of mortgage you have, right? If your mortgage is $2,000 and you can only get $2,000 per month for rent, maybe it's not worth. Maybe you just need to go ahead and sell it. But if you can rent it out for $2,500 a month and your mortgage payment is $1,000 a month, perhaps you need to go ahead and rent it out, right? Just depends on what you want to do. Keep in mind the neighborhood as well. What is the neighborhood that you're in full of renters or is it full of homeowners, right? Because if 3 or 4 of you decide to go ahead and start renting out your property, maybe now you're changing the whole dynamic of the neighborhood. to a neighborhood that had a whole bunch of owners, now to a neighborhood that has a whole bunch of renters. A lot of dynamics at play there, but good question. Fully Libra says, hello from Florida. How you doing? I bought a second house using money from a HELOC. Okay. Would I lose the second house if the first house was foreclosed on? Perhaps. Perhaps. Your first home is going to be in first position. So maybe. I'm not sure about that question. I'd have to dig into that a little bit. All right, Luke, have to head into work now. Luke, good to see you. Boom. Try to catch me on Saturday, 11 o'clock, Luke. Angel. Okay. Question. What is your opinion on Stash and Robinhood? Sonia, I'm old school. I like my Charles Schwab. I like my Fidelities. I like my Vanguards. I like my TD Ameritrades. I think there was a merger recently, but I like the old school platforms. And I like them because I'm just not sure about Robinhood. Call me weird, right? I'm not sure about Stash. I'm not sure about how Stash is run. I'm not sure how long Stash is going to be around. I'm not sure about Stash's, how well they protect the security. I don't know about some of these newer apps in terms of investing. So I like to stick to the ones that have been around for a long time. Colo says, I've been doing YouTube for 5 years and it's so easy to stop making videos. It really is a job. Colo, you ain't joking. So time consuming. Question, do you have any thoughts on extreme couponing? I'm good with extreme couponing, but don't extreme coupon and get stuff that you wouldn't normally get, but now you're just getting it just to put it on, do a garage sale the next day, right? I'm okay with it, but it's time consuming, and make sure you're doing it with integrity too, right? I know a lot of people that have done extreme couponing and they don't do it with integrity. So just do it with integrity, have fun at it, and go for it. But it's time consuming. Extreme couponing is. Hey, listen, guys. Okay, so what's been your worst experience with renters? Oh my gosh, John said, what's been your worst experience with renters? Hey, listen. I've had some serious renters over the years. And when I say so, I had some serious issues with renters, from trashing the place to leaving in the middle of the night, leaving the door wide open in the middle of the night, stealing doors off the hinges, front doors. Man, I've had it all. I've owned rental property for 23 years and I've managed my own property. So I've seen a lot. And I know one thing about rental property. Rental property is not as passive as people think it is. Right? It's not as people think, oh, you just kick back and your rent start flowing in. That's what the gurus tell you, right? But if you have a property manager, you got to manage the property manager, right? If you don't have a property manager, you got to be willing to have tough conversations. You got to have thick skin. There's a lot that goes into it. I did a live last weekend, Saturday, about real estate for beginners. You might check that out on my channel as well. So I've got a lot of horror stories I can go into it. So guys, listen, I just wanted to come on here. We've been on here for a good hour. I wanted to come on here and give you guys my thoughts from a guy who started with nothing. And I started with nothing as an adult. I didn't start this money thing at the age of 18. I didn't come from money with neither one of my parents had a high school diploma. We were poor, right? And I was raised by a single mom from the age of 10 on up. And she had to go back to school in her 40s to go get an associate's degree to become a registered nurse. That's when we started having a little bit extra money when I was a teenager. But I started from nothing when I was 30 years old, right? I had a college degree. I was a teacher, but I didn't have anything. I flipped this right here. This is the great equalizer right here. How you think about money, what you learn, how you spend your time reading, how you spend your time gathering knowledge, how you spend your time on websites, on YouTube channels like this, learning, getting better, right? Changing the way you think will change the way you behave. And changing the way you behave will change your outcomes with money. Okay, that's the kicker. Guys, smash the like button for me. Smash that like button. It pushes this video out to more and more people. Sharing this video with more people pushes this video out to more and more people. It tells the YouTube algorithm this is a video people should watch. Share the video, smash the like button, and listen, join me Saturday, live, 11 a.m. We're going to talk about debt, getting out of debt, right? Hey, I'm going to sign off for now, guys. I appreciate you guys more than you know. Thank you so much for all of your support. And I just appreciate you guys. I can't tell you enough how I appreciate you guys in terms of supporting this channel and all that you've done to help me grow this channel. So I really do appreciate you guys. Hey, listen, as I always say, guys, the best person who's going to take care of the old you is the young you. Do me a favor, always take care of yourself, right? But also take care of other people, good care of other people. Until the next video, guys, I'm signing out of this live. Peace.